Good evening and welcome back to 31 Horror Nights. It's October 11th and tonight's movie is Kill List. Kill List is a British psychological thriller that sort of turns into a horror movie at the very end. Unlike Take Shelter though, this movie actually knows what a thriller is and tries to be a thriller. That's one of the few positive things I can say about it though. Oh boy did I ever hate this one. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. This movie was a mess from beginning to end, and any good things in it were completely engulfed by the bad one. The plot is that there's this military vet in the UK, and he apparently did some contract killing in the past, but after a really botched mission in Kiev, he's been kind of on a break for 8 months. As a result, his family's financial state starts deteriorating, and he decides to take another job to get some more money. He doesn't try to get a normal job, he just goes right back to the contract killing. That's just sort of the person he is. Him and his friend, who's also a contract killer, who used to be in the military, get a job from this person. They never say his name, they always just refer to him as the client, who wants them to kill 3 specific people. Right off the bat, it seems strange because they don't sign the contract with pen and ink. The guy actually takes a knife, cuts the lead's hand, and makes him bleed on the contract so that it's signed in blood. As they keep going with the job, things just get weirder and weirder until it's revealed that this entire job was just a front for something a lot darker. On paper, I guess this isn't a terrible idea for a movie, but the problem with this one is execution. The first thing, I hated the main characters. I hated all 3 of them. The lead Jay, his friend Gal, and his wife Shell are all annoying, insane, stupid, horrible, or any combination of those 4. They're all petty, vindictive, care only about themselves, and I hated the fact that I had to be cinematically attached to them throughout the entire film. Out of all 3 of them, the worst is Jay, the protagonist of the entire movie. On the second person on the kill list, they discover something reprehensible that person does. It's really, really, really awful. But instead of just promptly killing him, Jay decides to beat him to death with a hammer. What that one specific guy did was absolutely reprehensible, but there isn't really a justification for slowly killing somebody with a hammer. 2 wrongs don't make a right, and this entire thing about Jay having some moral standards even though he's a killer just rings hollow when you consider all the terrible things that he's totally willing to do. He's also an idiot. When he gets cut by the client when they're signing the contract, he chooses not to dress it up properly, and he ends up getting a horrible infection. And it's his wife that needs to tell him to go to the doctor. It's like this big, ugly brown thing on his hand. He's getting rashes all over his body, but he's like, oh no, I'll just go get a cream for it. And nothing really comes from the infection either. He doesn't die from it, and he doesn't even fix it. I guess it just happened to demonstrate how much of an idiot he is. As you might have guessed, there is also a lot of violence in this movie, and the violence is pretty explicit. I saw somebody's head get cracked open with a hammer and saw his brain matter splat out. A lot of it just seems gratuitous and dark for just the sake of being dark. The other humongous problem with this movie is just how little sense the plot makes. I can't go into why without really going into spoilers, but just rest assured, it's really bad. This movie is shot and acted decently, I'll give it that, but good acting or cinematography could save such a terrible screenplay. It was annoying, unpleasant, didn't make sense, and I hated pretty much everything about it. This isn't the bottom of the barrel, but it's a lot closer than I'd ever care to get. Now let's go into some spoilers. Their last target is a member of parliament, and when they go to this house, they hide in the woods around it, and they see a weird cult gathering, and I'm pretty sure that the leader of that cult is that congressman. Now, this cult is obviously very strange. They have these masks that are made out of branches and stuff. Half of them are naked for whatever reason. I don't even know why, just some of them are naked and some of them aren't. They also dabble in human sacrifices. They hang a girl and then politely applaud. It's pretty weird. The two hitmen do manage to snipe down the leader, but the rest of the cult starts chasing them into some underground reservoir or like a sewer that, if they established, I didn't notice them establishing. The cultists end up killing one of them, or at least almost killing him, by like ripping his guts out, so Jay shoots him in the head to put him out of his misery. He goes home to his wife and kid, but the cultists follow him there. He and his wife, who also used to work in the military, do manage to kill off some of them, but they both get captured. What the cultists do is that they put one of their weird masks on Jay and make him fight this hunchbacked person who also is wearing a mask. It's a knife fight, it's pretty intense, and they both are obviously trying to kill each other. But Jay manages to stab the hunchback. And then it's revealed that the hunchback is really just his wife, and the hunch on her back was their son. Then all the other cultists like applaud him and crown him king of the cult, and then the movie just ends. The implication is supposed to be that this entire scheme, the whole like hitman kill list thing, was all just a front because they wanted Jay and their cult so bad. And they never explain why. I have no idea why they want this one specific guy in their cult so badly. They're willing to put this ridiculous convoluted plan together, but they do, I guess. I feel like I could make an entire video just listing how many ways this plan makes no sense, but I think I'll stick with my 3 favorite ones. Firstly, it's revealed that the new girlfriend of Jay's friend Gal is one of the cultists, and the things that she does makes no sense. He cuts himself shaving on the day where they invite Jay and the girlfriend to a dinner party, and you see her steal the tissue that he soaked up the blood with. Maybe this was so that they can get his DNA or something, but they were obviously going to get his DNA later, considering the fact that they cut open his hand and signed a contract with blood. She also takes the bathroom mirror off the wall and carves the cult symbol onto the back of it. The family doesn't actually find it, it was just there for the audience. In terms of the plan, there was absolutely no reason for her to do that. Now, I'm going to assume that their kid was already dead when they strapped him to the wife's back for the little battle that they had, so I'm guessing that the cultist told her that if she could kill him, she'd be free to go. She was also very clearly trying to kill him, so that shows how wonderful of a person that she is. But, considering the fact that she was totally able to kill a few of the cultists already, isn't there a possibility that she could have actually won the fight and killed the person that they were willing to go to the ends of the earth to get into their cult? That's a lot to bank the entire plan on, don't you think? And lastly, considering how repulsed he was by a lot of the things that the cult did, why did they think that taking everything away from him would make him want to join the cult? He knows that they make human sacrifices, and they made him kill his wife, and possibly also his child. The only reason why he actually joins them at the very end is because he's terrible. There were so many things in Kill List that I hated. I hated the story, I hated the lead characters, I hated the weird little twist they put at the end. Overall, watching this movie was just a terrible experience for me. I highly recommend that you do not check this one out. I'll see you tomorrow.